Well, good morning. Thanks for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning and grand rising, Jonathan. How are you?
Just another beautiful day out here in Arizona. Um,
Good.
Today, I want to get on a subject about all the fraud going on out there in Minnesota. Nick Shirley, who's down at America Fest, he's been
hmm
out in Minnesota exposing a lot of the stuff going on out there and talk about fraud and corruption. I mean, Tim Waltz has got to be getting some kind of a cut out of this with the
Oh, of
billions of
course.
yeah, with the billions of dollars of fraud going on.
hmm
Um, we're going to share today a little bit of the coverage from Nick Shirley as well. Get that out there. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it. And I know ABC News, CNN, Fox News, they're all actually broadcasting Nick's exposing all this stuff. I'm kind of
hmm
surprised CNN's reporting on this, being so biased. But
Yes, it is. But I hope that that's part of them, you know, recognizing that you can't keep this under wraps anymore. It's too far gone.
yeah,
And so do you know the number of views that Nick Shirley's had? I heard it was in the millions,
it's
his
yeah,
report.
it's in the millions.
Yeah, which is
But
great. We need that. We very
yeah,
much need them in order to, because even though we say that CNN is reporting on it, I don't know that they're reporting it fully the way that he is showing it for what it to be. They're probably saying, "Oh, he's lying" or something like that,
yeah,
but
that's kind of my thoughts on it too, Julie.
yeah.
Just to but CNN,
Tommy
they'll
News
try to
Network.
edit. Yeah, they'll try to cut and edit everything they can,
Yep.
make it look like something that it's not.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, the reality is they've got so much evidence on this right now. If
Mhm.
you were CNN or any of these other news networks, it's a little hard to dispute live footage.
Right.
So let's go ahead and share a little bit from
Okay, great.
from what Nick Shirley's been doing.
Yep. Brave young man. I did hear that he has security. Tatum stepped up. Tatum is a podcaster
Right,
and has been providing some security for Mr. Shirley, which is fantastic because I do believe he needs it.
100% agree. So here we go. Let's see if this will play.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in US history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked.
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, And it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation, contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned.
Oh.
Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No.
Wow.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
We got Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Tampon Tim as I like to call him.
Right.
Here's this man, in charge of Minnesota. You can't tell me he doesn't know this is going on. I know he knows this is going on.
He knows this is going on. It was reported to him for the last several years by whistleblowers within Minnesota, the state of Minnesota itself, and he did nothing. And
Right.
now these whistleblowers that have been hollering and saying, hey, this has been going on, what Nick Shirley is talking about is what we've been trying to tell you for years. They are very fearful for their lives, is what I'm hearing right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I wouldn't push anything past Tim Walz Tampon Tim when it comes to this. He's dirty. I've known he's been dirty from day one. I think this is just scratching the surface. I think the childcare monetization that the Somalis did is also going to be, we're going to find out there's going to be some trafficked kids that are going to be wound up in all of this as well. It's what I think.
Well, you know what else I think, Julie? I think we're going to find out, the same things going on in California, New York.
Every state. I think every state. Yep.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a chain reaction going on here now.
Yep.
And a lot of things are going to come out. And Tim Walz, of all people, has the nerve to blame it on the American citizens out there in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's our fault.
So I'm going to share here real quick what Fox News interview was. And let's see if I've got that. Here we go.
What is going on in Minnesota? Their Lieutenant Governor, Peggy Flanagan, well, she's busy making a giant fool of herself, wearing a hijab to stand in solidarity with the Somalis.
Oh, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Peggy Flanagan. I am the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, and I'm really honored and humbled to be here with all of you today. I am incredibly clear that the Somali community is part of the fabric of the state of Minnesota.
Not for long.
Well, thankfully, some are trying to expose the theft of taxpayer dollars in that state, including our next guest. Joining us now is independent journalist Nick Shirley, whose video documenting those suspicious activities at child care centers in the state has gone massively viral. All right, Nick, we've had you on this show before. I'm a longtime follower of yours. You've done incredible work. I know you're an incredible investigative journalist on the ground. But I guess my question is this. How much investigating did you actually have to do to find these centers, some of them that have misspelled signs? Did you just find them easily, or how did you go about this? Because it's amazing to me that nobody else.
And here's the thing I'll say before we continue with this. You know, the amount of time that he has actually spent in Minnesota and gathered all this intel, and our federal government couldn't be on top of this. Give me a break.
I
You know,
know.
I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
this young kid, I shouldn't say kid, young man,
Mm-hmm.
this man exposed so much in just one day.
Yep.
That, and here are FBI and all these guys, couldn't deal with this matter over the last several years. Give me a
Yep.
break.
Yep. Yep.
Else besides you saw a problem here when they can't even spell on the side of a learning center, Nick?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I have to give props to the man by the name of David who helped me in this investigation. He's been doing research for years trying to expose this fraud, and nobody has given him the time of day to even talk about this. So with his help and my own investigation, I've known about the fraud taking place for a long time. Minnesotans have been telling me for a long time about the Somali fraud that is taking place. And with his help, we were able to crack over $110 million in fraud in one day. And that's just the tip. When people say it's the tip of the iceberg, it really is, because there's billions of fraud inside the state of Minnesota right now.
Nick, kind of on that topic, you said that, I believe you just said his name was David, has been researching this for years. In your experience or in your opinion, just spending the day you spent out there tracking this down, is there any way that this hasn't reached the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz? I mean, take aside ongoing litigation or what have you, but is there any way that he could claim ignorance on this, just in your experience over this investigation?
Oh, it's so obvious. If you're living in Minnesota, you have to raise your eyebrows and think, what's going on? Literally, if you drive around Minnesota, around Minneapolis, you'll see daycare centers, autism centers. You will then see transportation companies that have snow piled up as if they haven't moved in months. And then you also go into buildings where there'll be 20 healthcare companies, 14 and 22, the video that I published on X and YouTube. So it is like a kindergartner could figure out that there's fraud going on.
Nick, one of the most shocking things to me in the video that you posted was the reaction of some of the Somalis that you were interacting with. The one clip where they called the cops on you for simply asking.
So, again, he just got done saying even a kindergartner could have figured this out.
Right.
That brings up major concern for, exactly what kind of people do we have running this country?
It's been a shit show for a long time, man. There's been fraud at every level. I mean, I used to work for the state of Kansas back 40 years ago, and I could see it then, So I'm thrilled it's coming up now, but man, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
I'm going to take this one step further. I mean, you look at, how our Republican Party has been wanting nothing but dirt on the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
They have all the evidence in the world to hang these guys. And now Nick Shirley goes out and does what he does. I'm going to repeat myself like a broken record every day. When are we going to see the mass arrest? When are we going to see Waltz in handcuffs? When are we going to see these Democrats being locked up for all their crimes and being involved in these crimes? And you can't tell me Tim Waltz is not involved in this crime. I know, I guarantee you that man's been lining his pockets with American taxpayer dollars money for quite some time.
Absolutely, along with Ilhan Omar. I mean, how does a person come from a negative net worth, to worth over $30 million in about 5 years? I call bullshit.
That's how. Steal money from all of us.
Yep.
Some of the healthcare companies, the 20 healthcare companies that were located in one building. Tell us a little bit about what your interactions were like on the ground.
Yeah, they couldn't even I gave them plenty of opportunities to just answer simple questions. I wasn't going in with some crazy hard-hitting question. I was asking them exactly from the paper, where's this money? Where are the kids? You have a capacity for 99 children. Where are the children? And why are all the windows blacked out? So these people simply could not answer the most simple questions as to where are the children inside these daycare centers.
Yep.
Nick, when I was your age, I used to watch all the local news stations, and every local news operation had a roving reporter who would go around and find waste, fraud, and abuse. Are there local reporters like that in your area? And why do you think they weren't doing the work that you did?
I don't know. They're scared of being called nowadays because it's Somalians that are committing this fraud. People are scared to be called Islamophobic, racist, in which has nothing to do with what's going on, because fraud is fraud. It doesn't matter if it's a black person, white person, Asian person, Mexican. Fraud is fraud. And we work too hard simply just to be paying taxes and enabling fraud to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, it's stunning. Congratulations again on your video, by the way. Well-deserved. All these people are finding it and finding you and all the good work that you do. But Governor Tim Walz is pushing back on the investigations into the Somali community over the massive welfare fraud that's happened under his watch. Take a look at this.
This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy.
So it sounds to me, Nick, that Governor Tim Walz is saying that you and others that are out there trying to expose this, you know, you're doing it because you're white supremacists. What is your response to him?
Yeah, Tim wants votes. There are entire apartment complexes where white people have been pushed out of these apartment complexes because Somalians have taken over and they're inside of these towns like Minneapolis, where they can go get votes from these people. And if you have 100,000 people that will vote for you because you're going to enable and let this stuff happen, and because you're going to call a white person racist for calling out facts, this is what's going to happen to a state like Minnesota. Minnesotans, they say Minnesota nice, but they are very upset. And I totally understand why they're upset, because they don't have a governor who's actually working for them. He's actually working against them.
That's right.
Nick, your video's been viewed 93 million times. What do you think will be the result of this? Do you think that things will change because of bringing attention to this, or do you think it'll be much the same, swept under the rug and keep moving forward?
Yeah, there better be change. People are demanding it. The investigations have been launched just from that video alone. And so there better be change because, like I said, we work way too hard to be paying taxes. We work way too hard.
Yeah, but see, even like Nick Shirley just said, you know, the investigation's been launched. Well, that's great. I mean, we see investigation. We see investigation after investigation right now. And we have not yet seen one single arrest. You know, are we going to see arrests in Minnesota? That's the $1 million question.
Right.
What does it take? What does it take to hold these Democrats accountable? Because if it was Republicans, I guarantee you they'd be locked up and the key thrown away on them. I guarantee you that's exactly what they would do to Republicans. I mean, look at people like Roger Stone, like Tina Peters. You know, they invaded Roger's home. 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever. You know, tried to make an example out of him. You know, the same thing with Tina Peters. She's exposing all the election fraud. They're in Colorado. So what do they do to silence her? They incarcerate her. Not only do they incarcerate her, they put her in isolation. A 71-year-old Gold Star mom locked up in isolation in Colorado for exposing this kind of corruption that Nick Shirley's even exposing.
So do we think is it because the Republicans are just as guilty of hiding their own fraud for the reason that they haven't gone after them, or what the hell?
That's been my point all along that I keep getting at. I'm starting to really think that these Democrats have something on the Republicans, and that's my opinion on it, Julie.
I mean, there's no other reason to not. There's absolutely no other reason unless you are knowing that your whole nasty gig is up as well, right?
Well, after we see what Nick Shirley just did, why have we not already seen mass arrests? Why have we not seen the FBI kicking down Tim Walz's door, just slapping his ass in handcuffs where he belongs, locked away? So I've got a list of these Democrats, a long list. But again, I truly believe they have to have some kind of dirt on the Republicans for them to be having a get out of jail free card, to where they're not being locked up. This is just strictly my opinion, folks, but that's what I see. And if you can help change my mind, by all means, call into our studio, 928-385-4738. Love to hear your thoughts. But again, this is where we're at in this country. We have seen, but we'll go even a step further than this. We can go back 4, 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years, even way further back. You look at the Obamas, how they gotten away with murder. You look at the Clintons, the way they have literally gotten away with murder.
Yep.
We can get on the subject of good old Biden, and in his auto pen. Why have we not seen mass arrests from all these people that were involved in Congress and, the Democrats using the auto pen to sign off stuff when Biden was totally out of it. I mean, totally out of it. There's no way that man signed jack shit. And
haven't they come out and said, and hasn't Trump come out and said everything that the auto pen allowed is to be reversed? So where is that accountability?
Not just it's going to be reversed. When are we going to see the reversal?
Right. Exactly. Because there's nothing happening.
Just like all the election fraud that showed up in California in the semis that they found from all over the country. I mean, here's the thing. Now that they had the actual proof that the 2020 election was fraud 100%, they got all the evidence in hand, which I already know they had that evidence back then.
Right.
Okay? But now all this new evidence come forth. You know what? Technically, as far as I'm concerned, Trump deserves 8 years because they cheated him out. They cheated him out of the 2020 election.
That's right.
So here he had a run, and now he's running 2024. I mean, he won the 2024 election. So as far as I'm concerned, Trump should have been given 8 years for all the fraud.
Well, and until it comes out fully, they're not even going to look at it. And that I don't even think that's a talking point yet. But it needs to be. It needs to be.
But how much more evidence needs to come out? They've got all the evidence. That's the point. They have it. And if you got the evidence, why are we not seeing mass arrests?
Right. Come on, Pam Bondi.
And I'll call out the Republicans just as much as I'll call out the damn Democrats.
Yeah.
We're not seeing any arrests. I see a lot of supposedly Somalians that just got arrested for fraud. Well, that's great. But why are you not going after the people that allowed the fraud?
Allowed it. Exactly.
Because this is millions of Americans this is affecting as well. It's us taxpayer dollars that have been defrauded out of billions of dollars that we've paid into, to fund these Somalians.
And they did this over COVID. And I know it was pre-COVID too, but to really, when we were all struggling so much, for them to know that they have been stealing from us left and right in billions of dollars of ways is so frustrating. It's just disgusting.
I'm going to play a little more of this real quick.
Okay.
And
to be not knowing where our money's going. And at the end of the day, the people in the government, they work for us. We don't work for them. And so it's their responsibility to hold these people accountable. And so if there's not something that's happened, people are going to be very frustrated. And so if President Trump's watching this, it's time to really get down to nitty gritty and to make a difference in this place of Minnesota that is pretty much like Somaliland right now.
Nick, this was such an important project. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing next. What's your next project that you're going to be taking on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to reveal too much, but the fraud exposing will continue.
Smart
There's lots of things happening here inside of America and across the world.
Don't let the enemy know where you're going.
And just showing people what things are, matter of fact based. I'm not trying to make things right or left. Just trying to show everybody things as they really are, fact based. And you can say whatever you want. You can use all sorts of hate words and whatnot. But at the end of the day, my job is just to show people things as they really are. I'm not trying to put a right-wing twist or a left-wing twist on things. I'm just trying to show people things for as they really are.
Nick, I love that you're independent, and this is the age of the independent journalists. Someone named Barry Weiss had a Substack. Now she's running CBS. Let me ask you, any job offers? Any networks want you to jump in and run their operation?
I mean, they might need help, a lot of them, but no, I'm 100% independent, and that's the reason why I'm able to do what I'm able to do is because of people supporting me and people watching my videos. So when people support, it really means the world, whether it's just through simply watching, donations, anything like that. It really does make a difference because everything I do comes right from my fingers, so I don't have to go through a whole entire editorial desk or a news.
Well, and not to mention he can't be bought and paid for that way.
That's the big one.
I mean, you look at Fox News, which is liberal news now,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
The liberal ran. You look at all these different news outlets. They slice and dice all their video footage, try to make it look like something it's not. Just all the crap behind it. That's why I would never work for any major news outlet,
Right.
no matter what. Not that they would want to really hire me, but if they did, I would tell them no anyways.
Yeah.
Because of the fact I'm not going to be silenced. I'm not going to be told what I can and can't say. Um, whatever the truth is, I'm going to get it out there, and,
Right.
and you're not going to silence me.
Exactly.
You look at what they did with Tucker Carlson, the way Fox News got rid of him. For speaking the truth all the time.
Yeah. And now he's got more followers now than he ever did through Fox. So,
in my understanding, they've been threatening Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity as well, telling them to back off on some of their reporting, the way they've been reporting it, because those guys are very passionate about their reporting, and and when they're told that they can't do their job, it's time to start looking for another place to work.
Absolutely.
Or be like Nick Shirley or us and just be independent.
Be independent. Yep.
And I'm sure Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham would have still a large following that would follow them right off of Fox News. Because that's what it's taking right now. It's taking independent journalists around the country to get involved. And that's why you guys need to reach out to my friend if you're independent. Reach out to Sam at yournews.com. And, he's taking in all the independent journalists. And we are getting several thousand strong through yournews.com. And just check him out. He gets everything published out there for all of us reporters. And he doesn't cut and edit our videos. He allows whatever we're broadcasting to be out there on yournews.com as well as Your News Arizona. If you guys got a message you want to get out there, reach out to me. Let's get it broadcasted. I'm not going to tell you can't report on it. We'll put it right on our broadcast. And it does go national. But again, I'm proud of Nick Shirley and the work he's been doing, getting so much exposed. And, he kind of does what I do with the borders. He just goes out there and exposes everything. And he's called every name in the book, kind of like I am. I'm called a white extremist, everything in the book. And it's like, I'm a white extremist because I love and care about our country. That makes me an extremist. I report the news. And when I see an invasion on our borders, you're damn right I'm going to report on it. But call me what you want.
Well, and one thing I want to remind people too was under Obama in 2013, who weaponized the news media as they don't have to cite their sources anymore. They can just pull it out of the thin air. They get their 4 a.m. talking points, which is why you see the same verbiage over and over and over again. And so when you talk to your friends and family that insist that they don't watch the news, right? But yet they can parrot every line from the newscast that the last 6 newscasters have just shared, right? We've been programmed. We've been programmed to believe that this is the truth. And Nick Shirley's doing a fantastic job of being an independent as we are and getting the word out there, because we as a country, we have been propagandized. And, back in the day, they used to call it yellow journalism.
That's
the people that are in charge of journalism and reporting the news can taint it to whatever they want to and make you believe such thing. They did this thing against marijuana back in the day. They made marijuana to be the biggest scapegoat when we were using it for medicine. So yeah, it's disgusting how it's all come about, but I love to see the independent journalists coming back and saying, no, we're not having this anymore. And we're finally able to get our voices out there. We have been suppressed and censored for too long, way too long.
Well, today I'm going to also promote Sam Anthony from yournews.com. He's a good friend of mine. And like I said, he's taken in all the independent journalists as well to work, allowing you to report through him. And he's putting it in every city in the United States.
That's
He's
great.
doing it. And I'm also going to promote Q Broadcast. Q Broadcast, that's where our news channels should be 100% running, I'm hoping, within the next couple of days now.
Yay.
But here's the thing. Q Broadcast, they have people like Mike Lindell, Alex Jones. They've got all these broadcasters out there where most of your TV networks out there would censor us. They don't censor us on Q Broadcast. They
Right.
like me get on there, broadcast, get it out there to the world. So we got a lot of independent podcasters out there that got on there as well that are very well known. They're just a great resource as well. If you guys haven't checked out Q Broadcast, I'm going to put it here on the screen real quick.
And Q stands for Communication Unites Everyone.
Yep, and this is 100%. This is 100% Patriot-owned company as well. I just put it up there in the left-hand corner. The URL right there, you guys can scan. Check out Q Broadcast. And again, it's 100% Patriot-owned, and they're taking in all this journalists as well. Plus, for $59.99 a month, they give you unlimited television, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Stars, Encore, all your major networks out there is on there. Fox, ABC, all your NFL packages, whatever you guys watch, it's on Q Broadcast for $59.99 a month. If you had the same package through satellite, you're going to pay easily $200 a month. The Q Broadcast gives it to you for one low price. Again, it's a Patriot-owned company. We've got to start backing Patriot-owned companies, guys. And same thing with Loaded Gun Coffee out of Lake Havasu, Arizona. My friend Stephen Thomas and his wife own Lake Havasu Loaded Gun Coffee. And I'm going to put that at the bottom of the screen for you guys.
Yay. And hi to Terry and Steve. It was wonderful getting to meet them at AmFest. And yeah, they're super sweet people, fantastic coffee, and go check them out.
And outstanding patriots. And again, this is 100% Patriot-owned company. You guys, if you're going to order the best coffee out there, order from Loaded Gun Coffee. Their coffee is the best. That's what I drink every day. So if you're watching, Steve, God bless you guys and Happy New Year to you.
Absolutely.
And plus, Loaded Gun Coffee donates a small portion to Your News Arizona. Every time you make a purchase, he donates a small portion to help fund what we're doing. And can you read the reference code on the bottom of that, Julie? I don't have my glasses on today.
Yes. So it's loadedguncoffee.com /ref equals Your News AZJTA.
So use that right there to let them know that Your News Arizona JTA referred you guys, and they'll donate a small portion over to us. And we appreciate all your help, Steve and Terry. Thank you so much. But anyways, let's get back to what we're broadcasting here. So we got through that. I'm going to share the last part of this other one here. So this is all about you today, Nick Shirley. I love this.
I think he might be at 100 million views now.
Yeah.
Is what I heard.
I love this kid's reporting.
Yep.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations. And even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare So you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows, they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota Nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history. Anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, $1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about $800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually two daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in.
No.
And the child care center.
So what child care center out there blackens all the windows, folks?
An illegal one. That's the answer. That's the answer.
What kind of child care center leaves their doors completely locked up?
An illegal one.
Yep, 100%. You know, and again, there's not a doubt in my mind that Tim Walz is involved in this. He knows all about it. He's knowing all about it.
Well, when you've got whistleblowers that are saying that they're fearful for their lives because they have brought this forward for several years, yeah, that's an issue. And that goes right back to Tim Walz again and not taking responsibility for all of this mess.
So just the same old day, different crap, and no arrest.
Yep.
Is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? tried to get in, rang the doorbell, nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside, or...
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah.
They probably
So you
had
got-
the captions up.
So you got 9 years, never seen a single child, and look at the millions and millions of dollars that these so-called child care centers were receiving over 9 years. I mean, this is ridiculous.
They're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No. Could you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location. And the fraud only gets more from here. Make sure you stay till the very end of this video to see exactly how much fraud we find by the time we are done. And before we go to the next location, I want to show you something super interesting about the flags of Minnesota. And here in Minnesota, if you take a look at the Minnesota state flag, they recently changed it, and it very much so resembles the flag of Somalia. And really quick, I want to tell you guys about the sponsor of this video, Opus Clip. What used to just be an AI clipper has now become the most powerful AI growth tool for creators. Right now, over 10 million creators and businesses have used Opus Clip to help them gain over 60 billion views. I've used Opus, and I've even had my friends use it, and it helped my one friend with nearly just 100 followers get a video up to 30,000 views. And it's super simple to use. All you do is you upload a video or copy a YouTube link, and Opus will do the rest, and it'll come out with tons of viral shorts for you then to choose from. And Opus just came out their new AI editor 3.0 that comes with smarter auto framing, better virality scoring, and new captions. And I've said it before, but Opus is so simple that even my mom can use it.
And if I can use it, I know you can use it.
And right now, for you guys watching this video, Opus is going to hook you guys up with a sweet deal. You'll get 1 week free and 3 months at 50% off. All I have to do is go to the link in the description of this video or go to the pinned comment down below and use code NICKShirley. 1 week free and 3 months at 50% off. And now let's get back into the video. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally 1 block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3.
And you know what, Julie? Something else I didn't say. You know, maybe part of the reason why these guys keep getting away with murder, you know, for all this corruption, because maybe we got a bunch of Republicans lining their pockets from this as well.
Well, I'm going, why the hell are they reporting 2025? Where the hell is but Doge? I was going to use another word, but
it comes down to the point that, you know, we the people have not been seeing any kind of arrest being made.
Nope.
You know, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, be patient, don't jump the gun." Well, what do you mean, don't jump the gun?
Don't jump the gun. No.
You know, we have had evidence
from
came
us.
back to the 2020 election,
Yeah.
all the fraud that's been going on, that the fake pandemic going on. I mean, plandemic, should we call it?
Plandemic,
I mean, you turn around, you look at all the reality with all the corruption that's been exposed already. When are we supposed to just say, okay?
Why do we have to keep being patient? I'm fucking done with being patient. Excuse my French. And I am half French, but come on. Yeah. This is ridiculous. I'm so frustrated. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why I'm frustrated, because I know damn good and well that the state of Kansas is doing the same bloody thing, because over the pandemic, I was also supposed to receive some unemployment monies. Guess what? Somebody impersonated me and all those monies got sent to them. I didn't
probably
see
Somalian. Probably a Somalian.
Probably. I'm furious.
Yeah. But
I am
you know that,
furious.
I mean, this is what it comes down to, folks. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
and
at a
then let me
point
tell you,
right now.
something else though. Then at the end of the year, the damn state of Kansas had the freaking nerve to send me a tax statement stating that they gave me like 10, 15, 20 grand, and they didn't give me jack squat. So guess what? No to paying anything. All right. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this whole thing, it's a bloody mess. It's just such a bloody mess. And I'm just furious.
Well, as all of America should be furious right now. You know,
Yeah.
we have seen all this corruption. We have heard, you know, and don't get me wrong about Donald Trump, folks. He has made some promises and kept some promises. But you know what? When are we going to see
Well,
the
but the other
indictments?
people have to do
When
their
are we
damn
going?
job.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other people have to do their jobs too, Jonathan. Trump
And I
can't
got to,
freaking do it all.
yeah, but I've got a feeling it goes further than that. What I personally think is Trump has a lot of shady people below him.
Yep.
He is going to have to clean house, go
He's
through
still.
it. And I've got a feeling some of those are probably going to end up needing to do some jail time themselves for the
Yep.
corruption that they're involved in. I believe that's why these people are getting a free pass. I believe that's why we are not seeing arrests made. And give me a reason to believe differently. I mean, when we've had 4 years of nothing but corruption under the Biden administration,
Yep.
open borders, you know, flooding our country with over 30 million illegals that were processed and shipped all over the country, not including the gotaways. And then you see all the other election fraud. We where they got the evidence, you know, and then we see people like Tina Peters locked up for exposing the evidence,
Right.
you know, that because they want people like Tina Peters, like me, you, all of us patriots, they want us silenced. That you know, they want us to be a bunch of sheep and follow the freaking herd. Well, guess what? I don't follow anybody's herd.
Exactly.
You know, I will expose it. I will expose any piece of crap out there and get it out there to the world. And you know what? They can just come for me because I'm gonna fight just like Tina Peters. I will fight, and they just got to do what they got to do because I'm not backing down from this fight. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And all you guys out there watching the video today, you ought to be just as much fed up with what's happening in this country.
And again, it's not. And they've already talked about the fact that they found the same fraud in Maine, where my family's from. They've talked about other states that they've already found this same level of corruption and fraud, waste and abuse, and it's all our money. Okay. Now, didn't we trip a lot of tea over into the ocean over like 3% tax? And here we are, they're stealing our money, but at the tune of how many percentages, how many millions? Come on.
And by the way,
Outraged.
there's a report that just came out. I was going to share it, I forgot to add it to this broadcast. Were judges that were just arrested as well for corruption. So
well, yeah, the whole thing is corrupt.
The rest we're seeing, you know,
yeah.
we're seeing some. I've seen a lot of judges being arrested this year. But guess what? These judges aren't these politicians behind all this crap.
No.
You know, like Tim Waltz and different people. I
Right.
mean, go after everybody. You know, and because you know what, nailing the judge and using him as your, as your main downfall victim. I'm not a victim. You know, but either way,
fall guy.
They're using him as the fall guy. You know, well, guess what? Keep throwing. You know, they keep throwing a little bit once in a while to the wolves to get, but beyond that, we're not seeing the main honchos taken down, and that's what I want to see. I want to see all of them. I want it to go from the Clintons down to Obama, which they got all the corruption on his butt. I want it to keep going on down the list. Tim Waltz, every one of these corrupt SOBs, including the ones out in Colorado that got Tina Peters incarcerated for speaking nothing but the truth. I want every last one of these people locked up and thrown away. You know, keep throwing
and
away.
So what do you think? I mean, to me, the courts are completely corrupt. And to me, what I keep seeing is that the military is the only way. And so what do you think of what President did by federalizing the National Guard troops and saying that they need to be ready by the 1st of January? Have you heard this?
I have heard it.
What do you think of
Yeah.
this?
You know what? I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
It's hearsay. I don't care if it comes out of the president's mouth anymore. This is all hearsay until I start seeing action, until I start seeing arrests made, it's just like these cities where they kicked the National Guard right out that Trump had deployed in.
Right.
You know what? Oh, well, deploy the militias, Trump. You're the commander in chief.
Right.
Guess what? Militias,
they're ready.
You can deploy. Follow the Constitution, Mr. President. You know what? We're to defend this land against what? All enemies, foreign and domestic.
And we have been fully infiltrated domestically.
We have been totally infiltrated. It's a complete invasion. The Democrats have declared war on the American people, and they have. They're assaulting our ICE agents, shooting us, killing Charlie Kirk, to silence him, I'm sure I'm on a target list as well. I've gotten threats, but I'm not backing down from it. Come after me, you SOBs. I'm here waiting. But either way, it comes down to the same thing. Nobody is being held accountable. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
And you know what? What does the Constitution tell us? Read it, folks. If you haven't read the Constitution, read it front to back. We are not to allow this kind of a corrupt government. And what are we doing? What are we doing, folks? We're allowing this kind of a corrupt government.
Yep.
That's why the Constitution was written, And I'm not telling people to take up arms or anything else. I'm not promoting violence. But what I am saying is that's where Trump can actually say, guess what, militias, you are deployed. That this country is corrupt and corrupt as can be, and we're not to allow this kind of a corrupt government. That is why I am deploying all militias around the country. Trump has that authority, by the way.
He does.
So
absolutely.
the sheriffs.
The Constitution has always given him that. Yes.
The sheriffs can deploy the militias.
Yep.
You name it. And people that don't like militia, too bad. That's how this country was built. Was for militias.
That's right. It was the military. It was the military code of conduct that we had before any of these other courts were set up.
Yep.
So,
right now I'm all about God, family, and country. I don't know about you folks, but you know what? I'm at a point right now. Trump said, you know what, militias, you're being deployed. I'd be first on board. I guarantee you. I'd be taking up arms. That's just where I'm at. I'm sick of the corruption in this country. I'm sick of watching it right before our very eyes, and I'm more fed up with not seeing jack shit being done about it.
Yes.
I hear a lot of talk, always in Congress. Oh, yeah, we got this, we got this. Oh, who gives a shit what you got? Because you're not doing jack shit about it.
You're not arresting. We need people arrested and going to jail or hung for this. Okay? This is ridiculous.
Look at Mark Kelly. What happened to his story?
Yeah. All of a sudden, he's gone bye-bye. He's still living in his multi-million-dollar mansion.
Yeah. Treasonous piece of shit. Treasonous piece of shit out here in Arizona, sits there and acts like Donald Trump's giving unlawful orders to our military and telling our soldiers not to follow Trump's orders. You know what? Why is he swept under the rug, folks?
Right. Yeah.
This is the kind of crap we're seeing left and right. So much corruption, nothing being done. But a lot of talk out of Pam Bongini and all these people. A lot of talk. A lot of ooh. But guess what? There's not ooh being done.
Right. Exactly.
And yes, I'm passionate today. I'm heated about all this. I'm just so tired of so much corruption. I'm tired of watching people having to suffer because of this kind of corruption. I'm tired of watching our ICE agents and Border Patrol guys being assaulted, being rammed by these thugs' vehicles. Our law enforcement officers, I reported this last week, another 10 that died here in America. All in the line of duty, folks. Go on my Facebook page, Johnathon Townsend Alexander. And today I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X. It's going out to a lot of different streams. But you guys, check it out on my Facebook, Jonathan Townsend Alexander. You guys can see what I'm saying. And just scroll through the last 60 days of all the law enforcement officers that I've posted right on my page that have died in the line of duty. It's pathetic what we're witnessing.
Yeah.
But yet nobody is allowing us, we the people, to take action as well. This is why I think Trump needs to deploy the militias and take control of this country, because this country, folks, is out of hand. It's completely out of hand.
Yep, completely.
And that's where I'm at on it. If I got the FBI watching today, come knock on my door and question me about it. Because I 100% support it.
Because we got questions for you too, FBI.
Damn right, I got correctional. I've got a lot of questions for them. You know, and why is this corruption being allowed? That's my main question to them. Why are you, FBI Director Kash Patel, why are you guys not making these arrests?
Well, Mr. Patel, you said you've got 5,000 agents that you want to push out of the damn office, and to go do their job. Make them go do their job. Why are you sitting on your damn hands and doing nothing? Make the FBI do their flipping job, for God's sake.
I don't want to hear this bullshit that my hands are tied. I mean, I heard that from Border Patrol for 4 years.
Bullshit. We're in charge.
You know what? Don't give me that. Just like our Border Patrol agents, that was their famous last words to me. Our hands are tied over the last 4 years before Trump. And it's like, excuse me, what do you mean your hands are tied? Follow the Constitution, assholes.
Right.
You got a job to do. Get it done. Make these arrests. You guys are aiding with a foreign invasion, and you're assisting at getting them transported all over America for us, we the people, to have to deal with. And the loss of life, and the loss of life of the American people that have died over the last 4 years from this invasion is unbelievable, guys.
Yep.
I mean, trust me, I know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, and for any Border Patrol agent to tell me my hands are tied during the Biden administration term, your hands were never tied. The good Border Patrol agents said, screw you, we're resigning. We're not following unlawful orders like this, because that is assisting in a foreign invasion, which is totally against the Constitution of the United States of America. And anybody that gave those guys those kind of orders, and for them to accept it, every one of those Border Patrol agents that accepted Biden's orders and said my hands were tied should have been held for treason. That's my opinion on it.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
And still need to be held for treason. Yep.
And Julie, like I said before, I think every one of those good Border Patrol agents that did resign, Trump should have reinstated them now.
Bring them back.
Full pay. Give them medals for a job well done, for not accepting a treasonous order from a commie president like Biden.
Exactly.
Because those guys did the right thing. They followed the Constitution, which is the oath they took. When they signed up. So that's what I call a job well done for you guys out there in Border Patrol that resigned instead of following unlawful orders. God bless you guys. And don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of friends in Border Patrol, so some of those guys might be like, can't believe you're saying that, Alexander. But you know what? I am calling you guys out on it too, even if you are my friend. I'll talk to you the way I talk to everybody else. You guys followed unlawful orders, Mr. Border Patrol guys, and you know who you are. I'm not mentioning your names, but you followed unlawful effing orders, and you guys should have resigned when you had a chance. But other than that, let's make, like Trump says, let's make America great. Well, let's make it great.
Yeah.
Show us some greatness there, Mr. President.
Show us some arrests. Let's make it great.
Give us some arrests. Make us, we the people, happy that we're seeing something that's finally being done. Besides a lot of talk. Talk is cheap.
Yep.
Talk is cheap. A lot of lip service and no action.
Yep.
And and I'm not trying to beat up on our president. I love what Donald Trump has done in some categories, and there's other categories I can go, what are you doing, Mr. President? And why are you not doing this, this, and this? I bet, but then again, I think Donald Trump always seems to throw me for a loop because he always has this plan. And then all of a sudden it comes into play. So I don't want to beat upon a president too much yet until I see the final outcome.
Yeah,
but right now,
but we're under the statute of limitations for January 1st when it comes to Tina, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, or January 6th? Doesn't Bondi need to respond by January 1st to the January 6th things, or the statute of limitations runs out? Some bullshit like that.
I'm not sure how that does. I'm not sure how that works on federal though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, supposedly Comey's statute of limitations ran out. They were trying to say, but then they're acting like, well, we're still going after him. But then nothing. That I haven't heard anything more on Comey.
No, haven't either.
I mean, again, a lot of lip service, acting like they're going after him.
Yeah.
But that's just lip service. I mean, show me the action. And again, I mean, if you guys got a comment to make it here. Let me pull up some comments if there's any comments. I doubt if there anybody.
Yeah, we've got a few.
Do we? All right. Let's see. Ronnie D. Gibson, the Somali community. That is. What was he talking about? Though
they claim that they've arrested 100 or so. That's what he said.
Well, show me. Well, Ronnie, do you have a list of the 100 they arrested? Because I've never seen this list. And
that'd be good.
I'd love to see that list. It looks like Ronnie's the only one that commented, right?
Yep, that's all I can see too.
Okay, I guess.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Yeah, appreciate your comments, Ron. But again, you guys are welcome to call into the studio anytime. You guys got information, you want to talk about the matter, call in 928-385-4738. We'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this matter. And if you have nothing to say, then stay silent. Oh, well.
That's okay.
But either way, it just comes down to the point, Julie, like I said, this should be all about God, family, and country for everybody and to save America. And right now, I'm watching America disintegrate. That's what I'm watching. We're watching it be taken over by these Muslims. We're watching it be taken over by people like Tim Walz and all the corruption out there, with these people. And
Governor Kelly, Kansas, same bad news lady.
Yep.
She's a cray, man. Bad news.
But just the amount of people that we're seeing and that's involved in all this corruption, I want arrest.
Yep, me too.
And you know what? If you guys in Congress can't get off your butts and do your jobs, that's on the Republican side. I'm going to tell you right now, we need to vote them out as well. Get somebody in that's going to get the job done.
Absolutely. But I have a feeling they're going to be shown just as corrupt as the other side.
Yeah. I sure hope we get Mark Lamb in office out here in Arizona. That's what I'm really looking for. Mark's a fighter, and he's done so much good on the borders. And, people call him Mr. Hollywood. Well, trust me, Mark Lamb's not about being Mr. Hollywood. He's all about saving this country. And he's made a lot of enemies doing his work and just speaking the truth of what's been happening and all the corruption here in Arizona. So
I'm looking forward to visiting with him soon.
Yeah. So those of you guys that think Mr. Lamb is Mr. Hollywood, that's never been his intentions. He got popular by doing his job. That's how he became popular. And that's what it takes. And I'd rather someone be popular and getting the job done versus someone being popular and not doing jack shit.
Right.
That's the way I see it.
Yep.
So we desperately need change here in Arizona as well as Kansas.
Yep, for sure.
And we need people to come together and work together to help make this change happen. And again, if it means voting our politicians out of office, get them the hell out of office and get somebody in to do the job.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm just tired of all the bickering and all the crap about what's not being done and all this crap. You know,
Mhm.
it's time for the show to begin. You know,
Yep.
let's get the job done, folks.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
it takes all of us.
Yep. It does.
Well,
Well, we're
well,
up at an hour.
I think we're right at an hour.
Right at an hour. Yep. A little over.
Yep, a little bit over. Appreciate you guys tuning in to Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. God bless all you patriots out there.
Absolutely.
New Year's will be live. I'm not sure if you're going to be with me tomorrow, Julie.
I'm planning on it right now. Yep.
Okay, good. So we'll be live again tomorrow, Jonathan and Julie D in the morning.
Yep.
And it'll be New Year's Eve tomorrow as well. Wow, it's like, where did this year go?
I know. Woo!
Yeah.
Flew right by.
But let's make 2026 great, guys. Let's make it
Yep.
happen. You know, start
Absolutely.
putting pressure on your senators, your congressmen. Start putting pressure on our president. Go to whitehouse.gov, flood it, saying, when are we going to see arrest, Mr. President? You know, we the people are fed up because
We've
right
had
now I have had it. I'm fed up. I
Yep.
want to start seeing arrest.
Yep. Agreed.
And blow up your governor's offices. Blow up Tim Walz's phone number and tell him your News Arizona told you to blow it up. You know, blow up that phone number. Not blow it up literally. You know, but call him, blow up is what I mean. I don't want someone reporting me to the FBI going, well, Alexander saying blow up Tim Walz.
No, just his phone.
But either way, you know, let's blow up his phone lines, you know,
right,
and get it out there that, you know, we the people are done with this crap here in America, especially what's happening out there in Minnesota as well. And Nick Shirley, if you're watching my broadcast today, God bless you, young man, for being a fighter for America, speaking the truth, and putting your life in harm's way as well, like all of us. And just putting God, family, and country first. It's not a matter about our lives, folks. This is a matter about trying to save this country. And again, it's not about us. It's about you, your kids, your grandkids, our children, and our grandchildren. That's what it's about. Let's not have a future for our grandkids of complete hell. Let's make it great for them. And this is not the life right now I want for my grandkids. So, all right, Julie, good having you on the broadcast today. God bless you guys. Tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 Pacific, and we'll be live again tomorrow. God bless all you guys out there.
Blessings.